Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Formula 1 2021 online battles. Hopefully this one will be an interesting episode as well. I've done 3 so far and this is the second part of the video released on Saturday. So let's get down to it.
I am jetting off on an international business trip.
Where are you going?
To Canada.
Where is it?
Canada.
Canada. I'll tell you guys now, there is an office meme for every episode. So here we are in Canada and we get an okay start. We start P3, front wheel battling, and JP Flora from Japan is flying all over the place, glitching and all. And he bumps me out the way. Now this is weird because most times when people glitch, they kind of ghost through you. It's inconsistent and we've just found a moment of inconsistency. So it's ruffled me a bit. I can see him glitching up ahead, but I've lost 2 places. And now we're in a battle to climb back into the top 3 following Sakamonia 2003. And Ron Burgundy is behind us again. I think this was the first race that I faced him in. You saw me upload a video yesterday with Ron Burgundy. This was probably the first. So he's behind us again, and let's see, 5 out of 7. Looks like the person, there we go, he's the yellow one, the yellow icon on the bottom left. He's just catching up to the pack, but we are focusing on the person ahead of us. We're dropping our ERS, trying to get as close as possible to Sakamania, and Sakamani, so I never know. And I brake late, go way too wide, trying to compensate for the space, and I spin out. And I smash that barrier. It's weird because normally you hit the wall of champions, and I've chosen to go the other way and hit the other wall. Anyway, we're back in Spain. The rain in Spain lands mainly on the plane. No, it doesn't. It lands on the track on this occasion. So Danny Calder is behind us. We've just overtaken him after a decent start in the rain, and we're catching up to the front pack. We're in P5. And hopefully we can get a good start as somebody, Robbo, goes really, really wide. Name of the game, keep out of trouble and collect positions. And they're a bit all over the place, like it's completely understandable. First lap in the rain, and Spain isn't exactly traction friendly in some areas as we go around that bend. And I'm focusing on Ron Burgundy as he dives down, and unfortunately I pushed that person ahead of me into the grass, and he's stationed there for now, so sorry to whoever that was. And try to chuck it down the inside. I don't want to let him get away. Joaquin. And I have to be as aggressive as possible. And we've got Danny Calder behind us, who's going to enter the fray very soon if we keep battling with the front 2 as TM goes really wide. And following the old go-kart rule of if somebody goes through, just follow them straight in. And unfortunately TM closes the door on us, and we have to see if we can capitalize in the chicane area because he might be a bit flustered as he kind of loses traction. And I dive down the inside, and unfortunately I've hooked him and we've both gone out. And it's an unfortunate moment where the person behind hooks the car in front and they both end up tilting to the left. I'm going to fast forward it a bit as we go down the straight. No real action here. Closest person to us is Ron Burgundy down, who's 4 seconds away from us. Bit of a twitch there, and we're trying to keep up with TM. And let's see how far we get on the curbs. Very dangerous in the rain, but I try to do it anyway. And let's see, Joaquin is 3 seconds ahead of us. No DRS obviously in the rain. And Danny Calder is ahead of us there in P3. What do you guys think? Do you like racing in the rain? Let's have a little conversation while I try to overtake him. Actually, I'm going to do it now that I've thought about it. He goes a bit wide, opens the door, and I go right through. He is going to fight back, but let's see how that goes down. I try to brake as late as possible. I see him. I see the arrow. I'm expecting him to come down the inside, so I give him plenty of space. In the end, he gets the apex, and he decides to push us off the track anyway. Very polite of him to do so. So we have to swing back, and now we have to overtake him again, thanks to his slightly aggressive driving. So through the chicane, he goes a bit wide, gives us an opportunity to get a great exit. I'm right behind him. I'm almost pushing him ahead like a train, and I'm going to drop some ERS and just fly past. And I'm going to fast forward it at this point because we're just going to catch up. He doesn't really keep up with us, as you can see, by the time he's 2 seconds down, 3 seconds down almost. 4 seconds down, 5 seconds, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and now he's decided to pit. So we catch up to Danny Calder. I think the X means that he's in the pause menu of the game, of the race, sorry. So if you press options to go into the menu. So we shouldn't really see much of a fight from Danny Calder, because I think the AI is currently in position for him. Now we get a bad exit, and luckily for us, the AI, when it controls you and you step out of online, drives extremely slowly and tries to keep out of the way. So opens the door and we just squeeze through, and that's a very, very easy P3 for us. A well-deserved P3, and I think that if we had a lap more, and if we had a better race, if we got past TM faster, we might even have got P1, and we would have definitely got P2. Okay, so we're in Silverstone now, we're in P1, we should win the race, and as I say that, we go flying off the track because we get a terrible start, and everybody goes to the goes to the left. Right, so I've just given Zinedine Zidane a little bump there. I'm seeing red arrows behind me. I'm being cautious, hoping no one bumps me off the track, but more importantly trying to keep up with Zidane as I drop some ERS. And Bizkit is just behind us as well. I raced him a few times actually, so let's see if he keeps it clean this time around with us. Try to keep it nice and tight through there. Going down the Hamilton straight, Pierino is getting away from us, so it's important that we try to cooperate, and rather than battling each other, we try to catch up with them, even though it's just a 5-lap race. Stay in the DRS, get that DRS train, and battle for P1. So this is really the battle for P1. Through Maggots and Beckett's, we lose a bit of time to Zinedine Zidane, and Deadfly Biscuit keeps up with us, but the front two also don't have a great exit through Maggots and Beckett's. So I'm going to drop some ERS, catch up to him. I don't think Zidane's using any, so it's really easy to get next to him. Gives us some space. We get past him, we're holding it on the outside. He's a bit fast so far, so let's hope he keeps it clean. I go a bit wide, so I give him space, and then he bumps wheels with us again. Sorry, not again. He's going to bump wheels with us now, and he's pushed us nicely off the track, and he himself goes flying off the track because Biscuit decides it's time to move ahead. Didn't really try to get out of 6th way there because he pushed me off in a different race. Okay, we're back in Silverstone, but we're going to watch majority of the race, simply because it's very rare for me to get into a big lobby. Normally they're already full, but on this occasion I seem to have weaseled my way into an Alfa Romeo seat in a massive lobby. My pace is pretty good. I saw the qualifying times. I could have got into P2 if I made qualifying in time, but as usual, lap 1 is filled with complete chaos, and we're behind Philip Schofield, and we have Les Gottsina, who, judging by the name, it could be German, and he's behind us as somebody picks up a 2-second penalty. The Alpine of Mark decides to swing into the left. I don't trust him. He's already getting very close, so I back off. I let him get past me, live to fight another day, and we're letting Les get closer and closer, opening the door for him, but I'd rather not crash out at this point because, judging by lap 1, there's going to be a lot of chaos. As somebody, Rain has gone off, and thanks to a few glitches, suddenly they're a bit ahead of me when I should have been ahead of them. So they're battling ahead. Les is getting closer, but he appears to be playing the long game because I was expecting him to throw it down the inside. We give space to Mark, who also gives us some space. Banging a couple of wheels, we still make it through. I back off again, just in case he decides to take the racing line, but he stays a bit wide, so that's clean so far, I guess. We go a bit wide again, just trying to compose ourselves because we've had a couple of few rough laps. Les, once again, he's keeping very close. I think he's got the same strategy as me. Stay as close as you can and just hope for a mistake, and he will benefit. You will see how he benefits very much from some mistakes later on, as we stay behind or stay close to mark, and Les decides to chuck it up the inside. We battle him. It's a pretty good battle. He's playing it very safe. He's gone on the inside. I've gone pretty wide, hoping to slingshot myself. Now he's next to Mark, and I'm expecting some fireworks here because we saw what Mark did earlier. He took the racing line, but this time he goes pretty wide, and he makes it back on the track just in time to keep us behind him. And as we go through Maggots and Beckets, I'm very untidy, and Les undoes all that good work by flying off, and I have a huge moment there, but I keep it together. Kept it together. I'm a skilled driver, and we're getting away from the pack behind us, and now we're catching back up to Schofield, who we were behind a few moments ago. He's driving very fast, but we have good pace. We have very good pace compared to the rest of the track. P1 is in the mini-map, so when they're that close, I guess it's a good sign. Now, Amin, 2005, is behind us. Was he born in 2005, or was that when he created his account? I mean, I'm a 90s baby, so when somebody says that they were born, when somebody tells me that they were born after 2000, I feel very, very old. Anyway, back to the race. We'll worry about my existential crisis at some other time. We've lost a bit of time to Schofield. He's got away from us, and Amin is keeping very close to us in the Red Bull. Car settings are equal, like most open lobbies, to be honest. Very rare to see an unequal car performance lobby. As Ryan's AS is in 5th. And we're going to do our best to keep up. We're going to play the long game, play the usual Ragaf tactic of just drive carefully around the track, don't get into trouble, pick up the places as other people make mistakes. There we go, another mistake, and the guy with the fastest lap, Rain, has decided to go off. And we pick up an easy P6, and now it's our job to catch up to Schofield, who is very, very close to being within DRS range, and we are faster than him, so we're going to catch up. But you're going to see some fireworks in a minute, so stick around, because it's going to get very tasty as we try to keep it clean through the chicane. Amin is dropping back just a bit. He's fallen out of DRS, so we're showing our pace, and you can see that we're catching up to Ollie Cosgrove in P4. So we're now back within DRS of Schofield, so we've shown our pace pretty quick. Now we've caught up to him. Now we have to get past him. So I'm being careful. I wait till I straighten the car out to dump the ERS. Got my DRS open now, and I'm going to get as close as possible, but judging by the fact I'm not getting much closer here, I assume he's running his ERS as well. Very untidy, but we've kept it pretty tight. And he's got a perfect racing line through there. And he has a bit of a twitch. He's jumping in and out. I don't know what he was doing there between the screen. And we're going to go through this right-hander. He goes a bit wide, once again re-entering the track, just like Max, just in time to keep us behind him. Bit of a nuisance here. I go into the back of him and get myself a warning. Untidy through Maggots and Beckets, and I go really wide here. I think if I kept a better line, I would be past him here, and this is a really easy pass. He hasn't used any ERS because I'm guessing he's already used it. He's swinging from side to side, and you're going to see the theme. Now, I feel like he could have stayed a bit wide there, but he shuts the door. I guess we weren't even very close, so he has every right to do so. So we go through the chicane. We're at lap 4. I'm getting a bit desperate because I can see P4 and P3 in front of me. And if I get past him, and the front two, or rather P4 and 3, if they battle and make a mistake, I'll be there to pick up the pieces. So going through this left-hander, going a bit wide so I can come back in and slingshot myself. I'm early on the ERS. I have a bit of a twitch. I've got DRS now. I'm right behind him. He's swinging from left to right. He goes back to the left. I go on the right, and he swings back in, decides I'm taking the racing line, and just punts us straight off the track. Schofield, thank you very much. So we're in Brazil, home of Ayrton Senna. We start in P2, and this was one of the best races I've had, if I'm being completely honest. Now we get banged out a bit wide. I'm trying to stay out of trouble because I can see arrows on my left. Somehow I still get a collision warning. Sorry, JP Flow. I did my best. Right, so Olidav has got 6/10 lead to us. during qualifying, there was a 0.031 difference between us. So if that if that qualifying pace translates to race pace, then we're good. Now we've already built a 1.3 second gap to King Mo, and that's a growing gap. And I'm going to try stay as close as possible to him. He's very neat, and it looks like he likes this track because he hits all the apexes. He gets away from me. I'm a bit fast. I'm a bit faster during going through section 2, but he's got the pace to keep me away for the rest of the lap. So it's no good being fast in just one sector and not being fast in the others. So we get really close here. I'm trying to straighten the car out as quickly as I can, and you'll see me go on the ERS. Not worrying about the slipstream too much at this point, as I set a fastest sector 1, a purple sector 1, going a bit wide. We're in lap 2 and we're already 2 seconds away from King Mo, who appears to be backing up the pack behind us. And I'm going a bit wide there once again. I'm losing a bit of composure because I can smell blood. This guy is right in front of me. Next lap we're going to have DRS, so I'm thinking if I can get close, if I can put him off and he starts taking wider lines to give me space, then I will be in a position to overtake him. So you can see where I'm losing time. I'm losing time in this final turn, in this final sector. I lose time, but because I'm behind him, I get a bit of slipstream towards the end, and I'm using my ERS. I'm sure he's using his too, but we're getting closer and closer. So going into lap 3, we've set a purple sector 1, a green sector 2 and 3, and we are 4 seconds faster than our best time. There we go, DRS is available, and now we're getting closer and closer. We've already launched our ERS. Now we've got our DRS open. And he shuts the door just in time. We set another purple sector, and we're getting closer and closer and closer, and there's 2 laps left. I'm just hoping and praying that he loses a bit of composure, but Olidev is a good driver. I've raced him before. He's very clean. He doesn't appear to succumb to any pressure from people behind him. And you can see that he's got a perfect racing line, really good driving from him. And I'm also doing my best, but I can be a bit impatient. And you can see that particular exit, he is much better than me at taking it. So I lose time, I then make up time in this exit, which he seems to go a bit too wide occasionally, which opens the door for me to catch up. I get DRS in the straight. I'm using all of my ERS. At this point I'm thinking we're going into lap 4. In Brazil, there's really only 2 places for overtaking if the other person has the same pace as you. So I'm getting as close as possible here. And I don't really care about track limits. I saw that coming. I just thought I'm just going to get as close as possible to this guy. I should have used some slipstream, but I was concerned that I would spin out because that can happen. You lose a bit of downforce. He opens the door for us. I get on the grass and I lose some traction. Have a twitchy moment on the outside. And now I'm coming back at him. I'm thinking I have to get on the inside of this turn, and my thoughts get muddled up. I lose my composure, and he's ahead of us, unfortunately. Right, there's still maybe one more opportunity going into the next right-hander, where Alex Albon and Lewis have their little tiff. So we're too far away. We're too far away. Okay, so we're using our ERS once again. We're 7 tenths behind. We find ourselves 7 tenths behind every time as we go into that corner. So as much as I'm inconsistently, or rather consistently, taking 4 corners, he's consistently taking them well. Now we've gotten very close this time, very, very close. And you can see a back marker over there. Keep an eye on him. Now I'm using my ERS and DRS. I'm down to 0. He's left me some space on the outside, but he makes the corner just in time. He must have used all his ERS as well. And this back marker is making a nuisance of himself and ends up in the wall. And I'll tell you right now, if Olidev had any issues, I probably would have given the position back, because when you have a race like this, that's not how you want to win the race. That's not really how you want to take P1. But the race ends there, and super enjoyable one. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.